Right now, after this weekend, Bitcoin is starting to dump quite heavily again here. And on today's update video, I'm going to be exactly discuss the reason why this is happening. But more importantly, I am going to discuss why you should not get fooled right now here on Bitcoin. Because I really believe that right now we are in the midst of a major consolidation phase. And that this Bitcoin bull run is clearly not over yet here. There are many signals which I am currently going to be providing to you, which is indicating the bull market is not even close to be topping out here. So in today's video, I will be discussing that. I will be discussing my targets and many more important charts and patterns that are telling us something about what is about to be happening next year. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, Bitcoin of course created that CME gap. And exactly like we've been predicting, yeah, we created the CME gap. We of course had a gap on the top side. And then, of course, straight away, we filled up the gap here. But just moments later, which is quite unfortunate, Bitcoin topped out here and basically came down quite heavily. And that ultimately was the reason why Bitcoin did saw a major dump here, right? So we did top out here. We got rejected by this previous high in the market. We moved down here. And now, if I'm going to be looking at Bitcoin, it looks to be that we're, of course, probably going to be retesting this 92,000 US dollar level once again here, which is, of course, one of the most important and prominent levels out of this entire consolidation phase. You can clearly see right here, we got major rejections from off this level ever since we've broken above it. We found big support right here, big support right here, big support right here, also right here. And you can see also right here. And really, I do believe this is going to be a big level for Bitcoin. As long as we're going to be holding on towards it, it's going to be looking quite okay here. But of course, as soon as we do break below this level, we're going to be quite screwed here. Bitcoin is basically creating somewhat of a descending triangle. And yeah, really, as long as we're trading in this pattern, it's looking okay here. But as soon as we break the support line, then I think we're going to be looking at lower targets. First big support target is 86,000 US dollars. But of course, if we break below that level, yeah, the next major support is basically this previous range high of this major previous consolidation phase, which is 73,000 US dollars. But that is a little bit too heavy in my opinion. But these are the targets if Bitcoin breaks down here, and I will only start to talk about these levels if Bitcoin indeed breaks down here. But on all the other charts here, which I want to really discuss here, Bitcoin doesn't really look like it is stopping out right now here. First of all, the Pi cycle top indicator is not indicating a top in the market right now here. Second of all, if we're going to be just looking purely at the timing and at the Bitcoin halving cycle profit indicator, it is right now not making any sense that we're going to be topping out right now here, because likely this is going to be happening somewhere during March to approximately September, November, October. That is really the time frame where Bitcoin is likely going to top out, not here in January 2025 here. And you can see it also on this chart right here. We're right now about 18% in on towards the Bitcoin halving. And historically speaking, this has only been the starting point of that next Bitcoin hype cycle. And honestly, I really do believe these previous charts as well here. And until the 4-year cycle is proven wrong here, I will continue to believe in it, and that is why I do think Bitcoin is ultimately going to go higher. But the reason why Bitcoin is coming down right now in the imminent short term here is probably due to the US 500, the S&P 500, and yeah, that one is currently seeing a slight little decreasement. It's actually breaking below its previous low here. And honestly, that is probably the reason why Bitcoin is also coming down ever so slightly, because the S&P 500 is just dragging Bitcoin along with it. And yeah, at the same time, like I said earlier in the video, Bitcoin is just currently retesting a major level of support. And while you can approach it as a descending triangle, or you could be approaching it as a symmetrical triangle, which we're also still creating, we're right now literally retesting a very important support line on this upward sloping trend here. So as long as we're going to be holding this, I think it's going to be looking quite fire. And actually, this is a very good opportunity to still accumulate Bitcoin and altcoins, since most of the altcoins are actually quite on sale. And if we're going to be looking at the bull flag target, which we were also looking at exactly in this consolidation phase right here, which we said it is not reached yet here and probably is going to get reached. We only saw some slight consolidation like you can see over there. And then only moments later, we did hit our price target of that bull flag pattern. And now again here, we saw a breakout of the bull flag pattern. The price target is not reached yet here, but whenever this is going to get reached, then we're probably going to see a next major consolidation phase for Bitcoin. But now we're just in this probably small consolidation before we're probably going to be heading higher. And just like I talked about earlier in the video, really, if we're going to be looking at where the cycle is currently standing, it wouldn't make a lot of sense that Bitcoin is going to be consolidating for, let's say, a year sideways, or Bitcoin going to come down from off this point. It doesn't really make all too much sense here. So also here on the weekly time frame, Bitcoin is retesting this upward sloping trend line, which previously around provided resistance. And yes, at the starting today, we can see some inflows coming in on the ETF again here. So this data will be published tomorrow, but of course, we're probably going to see some effects on the market whenever we are going to see a strong or weak Bitcoin. That is probably really what is going to be reflecting it here. And really on Bitcoin as well here, it just looks so similar towards the previous cycles. Maybe we're still going to see a move towards the downside, but ultimately Bitcoin is likely still going to be pushing up higher. And if I'm going to be looking at the liquidation heat map, there isn't necessarily all too much liquidity laying below us anymore right now here. We did grab most of the liquidity, which is laying below us, and now probably we are going to be heading higher, because around that $99,000 level is still a major $250 million short liquidation laying, and I wouldn't be surprised that we're ultimately going to catch that short position. So guys, if you really want to be trading Bitcoin, crypto, or anything else here, first of all, make sure to check it out if it's available in your region. If it is, check out Blofin in the link description of today's video, because Blofin is an exchange where you can trade Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and much more. Right now, using this link below, guys, of today's video, the highest link in the description, you can get an insane $100,000 deposit bonus. So if you're really interested in trading, and if it's available in your region, check it out in the link description of today's video. Further on, I do want to be pointing out that, of course, ultimately, I am super bullish on altcoins. Altcoins have not really done too much here, but this is how it always go here. People, they think, oh, altcoins are not going to be doing well here until they really do extremely well here, and then it's probably already too late here. So I've positioned myself in many of these great altcoin positions. Historically, Q1 after a Bitcoin halving year is also the year where altcoins really tend to be performing and shining very well here. So far it hasn't, but we're only 13 days in towards Q1 here, and Q1 is of course quite long from off this point here. So we can see this consolidation like it happened many times before as well after the halving, and only then we did start to see that major move here. We just need to see one catalyst why this is going to be happening. And of course, in like 7 days from now on, Trump is going to go in office. Maybe something is going to be sparking whenever he goes in office. But honestly, I'm quite excited for what is about to be coming next year. And I do really think that altcoin season is likely going to come here. Because yes, most of the indicators are really pointing out towards this year. Trump has also got his own coins. And honestly, he really wants to make crypto a big thing in the US here. So probably an altcoin season, the last altcoin season, could really still get sparked right here. And honestly, if you position yourself right now correctly, you could be making a lot of money from off this next upcoming altcoin season. I mean, Ethereum, like you can see, not really been doing very strongly, but literally we're creating a bull flag pattern, breaking outside of it, consolidating above it. I really think this is looking quite strong here. And yeah, you can see on many of these other charts as well from the history. Yeah, these setups which we're currently seeing here are only indicating us right now, oh, things are looking very bad here, but ultimately this is the beginning of a major reversal. And just like I stated earlier, Q1 after a bull market year, after a halving year, it's historically one of the best opportunities to accumulate here. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.